Hey, there we go. I figured it out. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Tuesday night, Roleplaying Unlimited presents Star Wars What If, Part 3 of the Hutt Empire. Maybe tonight we'll actually see some Hutts. Joining me, we're going to work this backwards for a change tonight, starting on the far northeast side of the screen. What's up, Cestus?
How's everybody doing tonight? Ready to get this game rolling? We had a cliffhanger last week, and I'm kind of excited to see what happens.
Yeah, you guys are talking about this cliffhanger. I think I put some of last week's events out of my mind because you guys just so thoroughly rocked that Mandalorian assassin down to unconsciousness. And helping out in a big way in that was Steve. We got Don down there. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? And I don't think Steve helped out that much. I mean, running around in circles really didn't add a lot to the combat. By the way, why are we hanging Cliff? I mean, what's Norm going to think?
And up there, Mr. Blueface himself, we got Roland, the Chiss soldier of somebody who is terribly mysterious. What's going on?
You dang Skippy, he's mysterious. He's gonna keep it that way. He's everybody's favorite Chiss. Say something. Please, say something, and this thing is over.
Something.
Okay, wait.
Say what again?
Say what again?
And just to the south of my frame here, always impressive there in his finest Mandalorian noble's outfit, is Kalinar.
Yeah, but now I got my ship back. Not that matters. I can't wear it. I'm too jacked up. But as I've been saying, I wanna talk to these thieves and figure out what all this thieving's been about. How come everybody's trying to kill me?
And last but not least, the blurry man himself, sometimes clear, sometimes pixelated like Nintendo 64. It's fitting that he's playing a droid. Cody!
Didn't realize that the Mandalorian had become Irish all of a sudden, but I guess that's okay. These organics are very confused about life and those types of things. Droids like me, we don't have those kinds of questions. We just know we were made, we have a purpose, we exist, and we generally tend to exist longer than all these organics too. So don't let them know that; they'll get kind of upset.
And I, of course, am Tragically HP, Game Master, creator of our campaign here, the Star Wars What If, Episode 11, Episode 1, whatever you choose to call it. And we're going to pick up from where we left off last week on the cliffhanger of we did just defeat Glabius, Orsev, I believe, was his last name. You think I would know this stuff. Oshav. I was close. 5-letter, begins with O. Works for me. We did defeat him, knock him out, take John's armor back off of him, and we did find a beacon on him that seemed to indicate some kind of starship or some vehicle nearby, and that was actually where we were headed at the end of last session. And it doesn't take long aboard your Reaper, as Roland likes to call it, before you arrive at the clearing where a Gauntlet starfighter has been docked, ramp closed, seemingly in security position. Nobody is firing at you or alert seemingly to your presence here. So what's your move?
I think I can crack that baby open for you guys if you want.
I advise caution. This individual who apparently absconded with one of your armors probably has security measures in place. He does not seem like a trusting type.
Yeah, I'd give that ship a once around. Go ahead and circle around it, see what we can see any damage around it or other markings.
I can do that.
Alright. The occasional battle damage from laser blast, but it does appear to be a pretty well-maintained vehicle. No obvious signs of anybody alert to your presence, so feel free to roll perception checks if you want to delve deeper.
I will definitely do that.
Oh yeah, some decent rolls right there. We are able to ascertain that there's nobody on the ground or pursuing you in the air here. And scanners do not indicate any life forms aboard the docked ship either.
Be aware that that does not mean there is not anyone on board. Like myself, there could be droids aboard.
Yeah, most Mandalorians don't trust droids very much, so let's be cautious anyways. Is there a place to land right here, Dan?
There is a place near enough. It's actually outside of the clearing where this ship is docked, maybe 300 yards away or so.
Put it down over there, Roland. We'll make our way over there cautiously on foot.
Before I land, is there any like choke points? Like, is this a bad spot to land because it would like make it perfect for some type of ambush, or is it pretty open, or gives some options to move and not be ambushed?
It seems to be a decent location. Go ahead, check a knowledge tactics if you want to find. Would you like to know more?
I assume the captive is aboard the ship at this point.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of him, I know John has been keeping a very close eye on him, but additionally, hobbling out of his hover gurney for the first time is Jet Ficastus, who immediately takes note of the unconscious prisoner, and he just calls out, "Glavius, you old son of a bitch! What are you doing here?"
That didn't sound like a hostile reaction.
You know him?
Oh, we've run into this guy plenty of times. Piss poor marksman, thinks he's better than he is, talks a lot of shit about people's family, you know.
Oh,
You do know him.
for joy.
So how'd you end up... How is he on the ship?
I just look expectantly at Kalinar.
So this, I'm confused about who this guy is.
I'm going to try to make him more comfortable than the unconscious guy. And while I'm doing that, I'm rifling through his pockets to see if there's like a transponder key or something for the ship.
Okay. You guys have already cleared out his possessions pretty good. In addition to the beacon, it does appear attached to the same device is something that will access the ship, if the proper passcode is entered. This guy being the assassin or Jet Ficastus?
Oh, it's Jet. Okay, I thought we found somebody at his ship, and that's who we were talking to.
Oh, no. Jet is finally, after 2 games, starting to come out of his injuries that Cody treated him for, and he instantly recognized Glavius, just like both of you Mandos did at the tail end of last game. Just as a reminder, he was a fierce supporter of Mandalore Zosh, and presumed to be killed along in that same explosion, and hasn't been seen since.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, trying to keep up with all these names. What is the assassin's name?
Glavius.
Glavius here somehow made off with my ancestral armor. More importantly, he was intent on killing me like the others. There seems to be some kind of plot here that's bigger than simply the fate of Mandalore.
Why would he be after you? Why would anybody be after you, for that matter? 3 assassins in 2 days?
If I had the answer to that, I wouldn't be standing around.
Maybe the answer lies on his ship.
Yeah, speaking of the knowledge tactics check there, James, you're pretty sure this is as good of a location as you're going to find. It's not the most ideal, but it's the best you're going to find without having to walk a few hundred kilometers, a couple of kilometers to the ship you're trying to get to.
No, I got you. I would just make sure when I land, I would have the ship facing in that direction, so any weapons would be forward and ready to bear.
Gotcha. You don't want to turn your precious engine to their weapons and just trust in the Force? Come on, dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely not.
Come on.
All right, as soon as the ramp's down, we'll start making our way by foot. I don't know who all wants to go, but
Yeah, Jet just looks at anybody departing the ship and says, "Yeah, I guess I'll stay behind. Make sure he's nice and comfortable."
Yeah, I'll go to the other ship.
I would tell my sister, encourage her to stay as well.
she can pilot, right?
Yes.
I can fly. I'm a pilot.
Yeah, yes, she can.
If it would please you, I can remain behind you. Keep an eye on the unconscious man and also fly the ship if necessary.
That would be ideal.
I'd like to keep my eye on this one.
If you want to wait here, Kalinar, I'll lead up to the ship and see if we can get Steve to get us in there.
I will accompany the expedition team, says Yemwer.
Any insight for us?
How about using this button that says unlock?
Yemwer just gives a knowing smile to Cestus and continues down the ramp.
All right, start making our way over.
Good luck. Try not to get killed.
Let's get a use
That's the
computer
plan.
check there from you, Don.
Not one of my best.
This ship has been triggered for self-destruct. You now have 1 second to reach.
Well, short campaign. Appreciate it, guys. A good run.
All right, so that concludes this movie. Let me give it a try there.
Hey,
Or I
stayed
could
on
try
the
to-
ship.
I could try to take it apart and hotwire it. That's probably the best. That's how I got on board his ship.
It's like in Return of the Jedi, you end up bringing another door closed on it, except in this case, it's like the original Batmobile, and you bring a second layer of armor on top of it.
And you realize that my first roll of the die, well, second roll of the dice today, the important roll of the die is a 2.
A deuce. Well, I wish I could say I was surprised.
I know. For those at home keeping score, let's see how many times I roll over a 10.
I'm going to set the over-under at 3.
All right, did it do any better for my attempt to get in?
All right. After checking your way through this device, you are able to sufficiently get this ship open. The hatch lowers invitingly, and the pleasant smell of lavender comes out to greet you.
Ooh. I'm going to stealthfully go first. I think I'm the only stealthy character in this entire bunch.
And I'll draw my pistol and follow after.
That would have been close behind.
All right.
There's one.
And let's get perception checks as well from all three of you boarding the ship. So it's almost like Steve disappears before everybody's eyes, and nobody can see him, not even Steve.
Whoa.
Where did I go?
And After a few moments of investigating this section of the ship, you are able to ascertain that it is void of occupants.
Interesting. Nobody's home. Let's check the computers in the nav system. Let's see where he's been.
Are there any droids on board, astromech or other utility, anything like that?
There's a Gonk power droid. There's no astromechs or protocol or any kind of worker droids. There's no evidence on this section of the ship either that there's been a large number of people on this ship recently. Like, there's no bags left behind, no dirty plates or anything. It seems like it might have just been the one guy.
I'm going to go check out the medical stores and see if he has any chems.
Well, just like when Charlie walks into the bathroom on the airplane in Lost and leaves the rest of the group to explore the smoke monster for themselves, a few moments later, Steve just emerges from that section of the ship looking a lot happier.
Ooh.
Yeah, Steve actually found himself a surplus there as well. If he stretches it out, he might have enough for 1 to 3 days.
Okay, I'm going to try to hide them on my person as well as possible.
Yeah, easy enough, especially since somebody was kind enough to buy you a jacket with some pockets.
Very true.
Check the nav computer, see where he's been.
Okay. Looks like a lot of planet hopping from the planets familiar to most Mandalorians right now. Onderon, Umbara, the moon, Dashun, Duxon, whatever it is you guys want to call it. I've never really actually tried to say it before. I just see DXUN. So, whatever that is.
I've always thought of it as Zun. The D is silent.
That could very much be the case as well. But that's this section of space right around here. Onderon, Umbara, and I believe the moon of Onderon is Dashun, or whatever we're going to settle on eventually. Zun. Additionally, it seems that there is a spot out in blank space that he's been a frequent traveler back and forth to as well.
Interesting. I'll see if I can transfer that coordinate over to my armor, so I have the coordinate in my gauntlet computer, so I can reference it again later.
All right. Hey, what's up? I'm just a wife. Good to see you. Hippie. Haha, I like it.
All right. From there, let's check the systems of the ship. Let's see what else is going on here.
Are there any weapon systems?
I'm also going to check around to see if there's any valuables in his quarters.
His valuables. All right. His quarters do contain an extra comm link and a couple extra power packs. Doesn't look like he had much of anything else around in there. The ship systems do have laser cannons and a proton torpedo launcher. Also, this thing is rocking a ×1 hyperdrive.
It's like a standard
It's a
outfit.
Mandalorian design. Of course, it's going to have lots of weapons.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
It's a standard outfit. I don't know if I'd say it's anything specifically specialized.
Hey, dude, this ship is better than yours.
Doubtful. What's wrong with your eyes?
Our ship is better than yours.
Why are your pupils dilated, Steve?
Because it's wonderment at all the armament that I foresee in this ship by the government.
I just looked at Yemwa. I can never remember how to pronounce his name.
Well, you can call him Yemi.
Just looking to Yemi as Steve answers that. And I'll go back to working the controls. Do we have fuel and everything on this?
Yeah, the ship is about 70% full on fuel at this particular stage. All ship systems read operational as well. And Yemor's face when looking at Steve's explanation there is very much the same as most of us when Rick James is explaining how he wouldn't just grind his feet into Eddie's couch for no reason. And then following that up with the affirmation that, well, of course I ground my feet up in Eddie's couch. Why wouldn't I?
I would definitely narrow my eyes at that, but continue. Not waste my time.
You know, I should check the food stores to make sure that, to see what kind of food he likes and stuff.
And stuff.
And I wander to the galley.
Oh yeah, Auto Chef is at 90%. Doesn't look like this guy's been using too much grub during this particular sojourn.
Oh, sandwich. Definitely sandwich.
Sandwich.
Okay, let's go through the systems, do a systems check, and see if we can locate any trackers on board or anything. And we'll give the engines a test.
I'll jump in the pilot seat, start doing those diagnostics.
I'm eating my sandwich.
All right. As you're settling into the cockpit and getting things set in that regard, the communicator starts to flash. And stuff.
Dude, that's trippy.
It's not trippy. It's just a blinking light. What should I do? Should we answer?
I'll hit the comm link. Go ahead.
Well, roll a perception check before you commit to that.
Well, if nothing else, I'm consistent tonight.
Ha, very true, very true. Okay, well, you do just kind of stop yourself short before clicking the button, before you realize that this is also a video display as well.
Dude, seriously, can you get like cartoons and stuff on this too? I mean, there's nothing like, a good sandwich, some good chems, and cartoons.
No, absolutely not. Stop.
I'll set it so it's audio only.
Easy peasy. And
You want a computer use on that or something else?
Nah, that's a basic enough feature. I just wanted you to be aware of it before just blindly being like, hey, what's going on? Oh, yeah, I'm not the guy who was on this ship before. Sorry.
So when I hit it, audio only, just go ahead.
All right. Don, go ahead, roll a perception.
Any negatives or positives for my current state?
Oh, definitely negatives. I'm just going to keep that close to the vest.
All right. And we're still on a roll here. one above 10.
All right. So Yemor, as Steve is just kind of enraptured by the marvelous display of the one flashing light here in the cockpit, takes that opportunity to use the Force and retrieve the stims from your pocket.
Okay. But I obviously don't notice that.
Oh, exactly. Your modifier was a -5, so I beat you by a solid 10.
All good.
And the voice on the other end of the comm, Oshav, what is your status? Oshav, come in.
Incapacitated.
Do you require assistance?
Negative.
ETA on return to the platform.
No.
We need you back on base ASAP. Sending you the coordinates now.
Copy.
The hell was that? Click.
Was it turned off?
Yeah, whoever was on the other line sounded like they were talking to somebody else, and they cut themselves out in the middle of whatever it was they were starting to say. And now your beacon on the ship is leading you seemingly to some other point in space, which, based off of Jason's observations in the nav computer, would indicate that empty spot out in space that was a frequent point of visit for this ship.
All right, so what else is unusual about this ship? Because that's a long way out.
It's not too far out, but it is kind of in between, like, these hyperlanes out here. Which, yeah, I guess based off of our kind of smaller galaxy at this stage, it is a bit of a longer distance than usual, but on the grand scale of, goodness, that's a giant galaxy, it's kind of small.
So kind of right there.
Yeah, exactly. Almost like at the perfect X between Roshi, Charos, Tagoria, and Tantalese.
Okay. Gesundheit.
Hey, what's up, Hans? Thanks for the raid, man. Good to see you, brother.
All right, so let's check the computer and see what's actually there, if we can. We'll start the engines up. All right, how do you want to work this? Do you guys want to divide up into different ships? Or what's going on?
I'll definitely be going back to mine.
I mean, I feel like we don't have to run out there right now. I feel like we could ask this guy some questions based on the information we have.
Oh, absolutely. I think we should get keep the prisoner on the other ship so he doesn't have any hidden items on this ship that he may have access to. Let's go ahead and get Jet over here, though.
Well, again, before we take off into space and go figure out who's calling us, let's take some time to talk to the prisoner.
Absolutely. We also need to get some things done to this ship, though. I don't want it to be tracked. What's the name on this ship right now, Dan?
The name for the Gauntlet Fighter is Fang.
Now, the question is that if he's a Mandalorian and you're a Mandalorian and the other guy's a Mandalorian, and you guys know that Mandalorians don't really talk, how are you going to get him to answer your questions? Dudes.
Oh, Mandalorians often talk to other Mandalorians.
Also, I feel like I'm a little confused about where we are spatially, because I'm still back on the other ship.
Correct. I figure we're talking through comms at this point.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is the way. Haha.
What's your suggestion, Twinkle Toes? You don't want to talk to him? You want to go in guns blazing?
Yes. It's the most direct and final way of addressing this.
Here, I
so
was
you're
led to
Twinkle
believe
Toes.
your kind are
He's Twinkle Toes.
strategic.
Some. I'm more direct.
Foolish, others would say.
Possibly, but it's worked for me.
Possibly.
Sometimes the best defense is an offense.
It's worked for you, I assume.
You don't get to
I
be
think it's
old.
worked for all of us at least one time.
I
Done
would
one
like to
person.
remind- I would like to remind everyone that we came to this planet for a very specific reason. Mr. Yimwar had things he wanted to collect here.
Well, we can't really collect them because the compound was destroyed.
Yes, and it
Actually-
would seem that our hopes of finding my books aboard this ship are also vacant. I see no sign of them.
All right. Let's see if we can get a hold of any of the other Mandalorians on this planet. Dan, I'll start looking for nearest outpost.
At any point during all of this, has the prisoner awakened?
He's starting to stir too. I was going to wait for his full awakenment until you're ready to talk to him. Awakenment. Is that a freaking word?
It is now.
We'll go
I
with
just
it.
made it up. Yeah.
Coined a new term tonight.
The Awakenment. That'll be the name of our episode 2. So yes, if you are in fact ready to begin chatting up this guy, then yeah, he is awake at this point, John.
Okay, then yes, I would love to speak with him.
Oh, he starts struggling against his restraints immediately once he comes to.
That's cute. Where are you gonna go? Out into space?
Oh, so have we taken off then? So I'm a little confused on that. I thought we were still on the ground, but just talking through comms.
It sounded like people were pretty raring to go, despite my protests, so I assumed that we were.
Don't think we've taken off yet.
No, I hadn't done any type of check.
Gotcha. So we're in progress of starting to lift off while we're having the conversation, then kind of a simultaneous.
We'll just bring both ships together so we're all at the same spot so everybody can transfer from one ship to the other. Who's going to be on what ship while he's doing this?
Well, not a bad roll from Glabius as he attempts to break himself free of his restraints, and there is a little bit of a breaking sound, but after he goes through this round of struggling, he's still intact, or still restrained, I should say.
If you continue to do that, I will have to drug you again.
I kinda liked my dreams. Why don't you put me back out?
It would not be a pleasant one next time.
Says who?
Might be dreaming a long while next time.
No, I'm with him. Let's hit the drugs really quick.
Why am I still alive? What is it you want from me?
You know what it is we want from you.
Want to know why I try to kill you? As if you don't already know.
Has piqued my interest.
So these people got no idea who you are then, huh?
You have some big secret you want to share, something not in the red ledger I have already.
Fair enough then, Kalinar, if you want to play it that way. He just kind of looks around at whoever is on this ship, which I think would just be Jet and Cody. Now I think everybody else went on the other ship. Oh, and Zarend is here as well. So you know that bomb that went off a few months back? Took out Mandalor's Osh. This one here's your trigger man, your bomber.
That's all you've got?
That's all I've got. You killed our Mandalore.
Where's your ship headed? What is this region?
My ship is due back at the Corvette, where there's a dozen more just like me, willing to lay down their lives to see that you are no longer among the breathing.
I would be interested to see whatever evidence you have to support your claims.
I have a hard time breathing as is. Seems machines do most my breathing for me these days.
I'm happy
Well-
to help finish the job if you're in that much misery.
Yes, and what glory it would bring you.
Did you not hear my request?
You want the evidence? There's enough evidence back on the Corvette. You get me there, I'll show you anything you want to know. Are you a police droid by chance?
I have never been designated as such, although I assume I could take the role if needed.
If nothing else, an extra set of photoreceptors won't hurt. Alright, and both of our ships are heading steadily towards that distant point in space. We got maybe 2-3 hours on board the ship before we reach that destination. Anything you guys want to tend to between now and then, or should we just kind of fast travel?
I definitely want to attend to ship identification in this. Want to see if I can change it, modify it, make it not identifiable as what it is, scanner-wise. Not that I want to destroy systems, I want to modify it to be a different name, a different ship.
You're talking about a transponder, switching it up.
Yeah, the transponders, but there's more to it in Star Wars, if I remember right. There's a couple other systems that do that.
Steve's going to take a nap after those chems are starting to wear down.
Of course he is.
Alright. Do you want to go about changing the registration on the ship right now? Because the ship that you're heading to is expecting your ship to be going there. It's already probably going to register something amiss when James's ship pops into its sensory distance. But if you're still registered as a ship they're expecting, that might behoove you.
That's not a bad idea. Let's have him fly like right behind us so it doesn't necessarily register as two ships, kind of in the wake of us, so to
Okay.
speak.
Okay. Yeah, certainly possible. It's going to throw off the sensors of the other ship. They're going to have a higher DC to hit.
But I do want to modify this so it looks as if there's some type of jamming or something going on.
The raspberry.
I'm allergic to raspberries. We can't do that.
Loon Star.
It's going to have to be grape. It's not as good as the raspberry, but it's going to have to be grape.
Strawberry's good. Strawberry.
So I would also, ask Kalinar at that point, since I'm on the ship with him, kind of away from the others if necessary, is this accusation true? Did you murder their leader?
Why you gotta ask me this while I'm trying to find out? I'm trying to search through old messages. I'm over here trying to remember exactly what happened.
Well, see, the thing was, I'll help shortcut it for you. There were... also, I think I need to change the music playlist at the same time here. Uno momento. Boom. There we go. Okay, so your character as well, John, you were a fierce supporter of Mandalore Zosh. You were one of his inner council, even. But there was this rogue faction of Mandalorians that were opposing his rule, and you got wind that they were going to do something particularly bad, possibly as far as assassinating the Mandalore. So your character took it upon himself to just solve the problem, take out these assassins before they could do anything to Mandalore. What you didn't know was that Mandalore was also on the same thought process, but he didn't want to kill them. He wanted to bring them into the fold. So he went down physically to visit with them at the same time you blew the shit up.
Okay, that helps.
That's why your character's got this huge weight on his shoulder, because you did what you felt was right, but you inadvertently caused the exact thing that you were trying to prevent.
Right. I remembered like the broad strokes, but not enough to actually answer this question. So, okay, that helps.
Was that the one that I wrote, or is that another thing?
It's drawing off of what you helped compile for yours and John's backstories, but I just kind of tweaked elements of it to fit the narrative that I was building.
Ah, okay. So good thing I didn't interject. I probably would have sounded like I was talking out my ass.
Oh yeah, that's why I posted the revised House Ven and D backstory at the top of our Roll20 journal there.
Okay, so that in mind. The end result is the same. Mandalore died, springing a trap I set for his enemies. This one I suspect was in league with them.
I see. That is unfortunate. If these faction, as you call them, is indeed trying to push the blame away from themselves onto you, they may have the means to do it.
If that's their intention, that's fair enough. I'd rather see it through, though, than all this skulking around, stealing other men's armor.
You could get a lot done skulking. Unless you stop broadcasting that on the radio.
You may
This
be.
wasn't-
It's
it
not our
wasn't-
way.
It was intended to be a conversation between me and John.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Steve is on the other ship. Also asleep, as you last said, so it's a moment right from the gamers. You guys are all asleep.
Yeah, but I wake up and go back to sleep, and then wake up. And,
I think you guys are all confused. Steve is tripping, and he's just having a conversation that sounds like it's interjecting with ours.
And sometimes he's got some rather deep comments to make that are very pertinent to what's being said half a kilometer away.
But I'm also talking to the ghost that's inside my head that's now been kind of
Very
freed from its shackles.
true. Yeah.
I'll say to Kalinar, well, perhaps you should discuss this with at least your Mandalorian compatriots, if not the rest of our team, to make sure they are on the same page with what may be happening.
With that, I'll open up a channel to, I'll open it to everyone. Listen up. That ship's coordinates are taking us to a corvette, upon which are Mandalorians prepared to hold me accountable. The reason I am as wounded as I am, why I've lost my armor, has to do with an internal plot to assassinate the Mandalore. That plot was inadvertently successful when the Mandalore set off traps I had set for his enemies. The end result is the same. The Mandalore died by my hand. This man came to hold me accountable. Where you're taking us now will have the same result. I'm not asking for your mercy, simply that you're aware of where we are going and what may happen.
Well, should we just drop you off and let you handle your Mandalorian business and we can come back and pick you up? Is that how it works? I'm not sure.
These men may believe that they are enacting vengeance for a greater good, for the wrong that you perpetrated. But their hearts are black. Their hearts are dark with evil, regardless of any acts that you may have performed. These are not the shining light of the Mandalorian people.
Who is this clan that we're headed towards?
Did we keep that name, the Sons of Stonewall, or did we give them something else?
Yeah, the Sons of Stonewall. Hey, Lolo Reina, what's up?
They call themselves the Sons of Stonewall.
So I guess the question is, how do you want to address this? Do we just engage them in combat from here, or do we go aboard and handle this, or you handle this?
It's not justice they're after, but vengeance. But it's misguided. This is the same clan that had their own designs to assassinate the Mandalore. This is simply an opportunity. It's my suggestion we get rid of this one way or another and go about our merry way.
Do we know how big the other ship is? I mean, if it's huge, these two ships really aren't going to do much against it.
It's a
And then he falls
Corvette
back to
class
sleep.
frigate.
If I may, far be it from me to be the tactical one, but if we all board the ship they are expecting,
I see what you're getting at. Like the Trojans on the horse.
our very first subscriber, Hans Loves D&D. Thank you so much for that, brother. We really appreciate you, man. Are you with us?
Outstanding, Hans.
What are my penalties if I were to wear armor? Like, I must be able to at least still wear my... Actually, I wonder.
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain. If you don't have the feats that go along with it, I believe you're possibly at some attack and movement penalties, maybe?
If I remember right, it's regular armor that you have to be proficient with.
But surely you could still put it on, as a costume even.
Oh, absolutely. And you could still gain the defensive benefits of it. I think the only hindrance you would have would be offensively and movement-wise. Just off the top of my head, I could institute something like that without having to delve too full into the rules. But knowing our research droid right there, he's going to have an answer for us by the time you get the final pauldron in place.
I'm just thinking, if we're doing that plan, and they think that Grabius, whatever this guy's name is wearing my armor, and I'm wearing my armor to help with the ruse. Anyway.
So, in answer to your question, if you are not proficient with armor, you take a penalty to attack rolls and to a bunch of different skill checks. It is a -2 for light armor, -5 for medium armor, and a -10 for heavy armor.
Wow. Well, the book's a lot more heinous than I was going to be. I was going to say -2, but since this is medium armor, you would technically be at a -5.
Don't try swimming.
Okay, back to story-wise. Sons of Stonewall. They've tried to assassinate the Mandalore several times. How do we know they didn't actually assassinate him and trying to blame it on you?
Well, I had set the trap, intending to catch them. It was the Mandalore that sprung it. This wasn't their doing, but it certainly aligned with their purpose.
Ah, yes, but if they were clever enough and had discovered what you were doing, they could have arranged for the Mandalore to trigger it instead.
The results are the same. What matters now is who finds justice and who finds revenge.
To some people, it's the same thing.
Well, I'm gonna make this easy for our side anyway. Thecostus speaks up, and he's got his full armor on at this point. I say we board that ship, and we take out as many of them as we can, and we take any captive who are willing to surrender. Find out just what they're up to.
It's not a bad idea. All right, what Corvette are we coming up against? We'll take out their hyperdrive first, make sure we can board, and get that taken care of so they can't get out of Dodge and go into hiding again.
Might I make a suggestion?
Absolutely.
Taking out a smaller capital ship may not be the wisest thing with our two smaller vessels. Maybe getting both vessels inside and having a pitched close quarter battle might be more advantageous to us. We can still disable the systems of the craft from the inside.
That was my intention, not necessarily attacking from the outside and then boarding quietly.
Look, I can't in good conscience ask you to accompany me on this. Thecostus, you of all people, you've just gotten back to your feet, and you have an important battle to see to.
My skills are a little rusty after a couple of days off. I could use the exercise. I'm definitely coming along for this.
I would not be doing my job if I did not caution all of you against bodily injury. That being said, I have already been hired by you Mandalorians to make sure you are kept alive. I will fulfill that part of our deal. And Roland, I do expect that you will fulfill your part of our deal.
Of course. So I guess I'm obligated in this debacle.
I don't have a deal with anyone, but
Yes, there's no drug deal here. That's probably why.
That's true. But I have some extra if anybody need. Hey, where'd they go?
Yemwer holds up one of the stem sticks. Perhaps you will find the answers you seek aboard the cruiser with the rest of us.
All right, but at least Ghosty is not talking as loud as it used to.
Kalinar, I think you need to go with Roland, take out the hyperdrive. The rest of us will cover you through security and act as diversion while that's getting done. And then we'll meet in the middle.
Believe it or not, I'm really good at technical and sabotaging stuff. And I'm not that much of a fighter. So it may behoove if I go and help cause a little chaos down there.
Yeah, send him to the bridge. He can.
I think, Lem, Kem, Wem, Wur, Yem.
Yemi.
Yummy!
I think Yemwar spoke wisely. We have an advantage. They're expecting one of these two ships. We may be able to board the ship without any incident. Better that the other ship stay relative distance away until shit hits the fan.
I believe that would be best. Alerting the complement of the ship will simply funnel them into one area to expect our imminent arrival.
What if they ask us for a password or something?
The
Oh,
Force will be
serious
with
stuff.
us. That's not how the Force works.
Does the thing have a tractor beam on it?
It does not.
As an enforcement, we could have had it towing the other ship in as a prize.
Yeah, it looks like a piece of junk. So I mean, that would sell it a lot better.
Oh, you're cold?
Without the tractor beam or other means to tow in a ship that this man has captured, then it would behoove us to either have one
That's a lot of
person on
behooving
the
going on
Fang
lately.
trying to infiltrate, which would be Kalinar in his armor, most likely, or B, all of us on the Fang trying to infiltrate.
Would we be? The Reaper has a tractor beam on it. Would we be able to use it to tow in reverse? Not necessarily flying backwards, but have the tractor beam holding on to us while we pull it. Does that make sense?
It is feasible, but if their technicians aboard the Corvette are the least bit competent, they're going to register that anomaly.
And are there turbo lasers on that specific Corvette?
Well, you won't know that until you get closer. Right now, it's not in line of sight.
All right, we'll do stealth. Steve, how do you guys want to divide this party? We need somebody to take out that hyperdrive. I don't want them getting away again. Sons of Stonewall are bad news no matter what. They're terrorists among the Mandalorians regardless.
Won't we all be on the ship wherever it goes?
Exactly. We all get onto the Gauntlet. We dock with their ship, with permission and with their blessing, I might add. Then we spread out and cause as much chaos as we can once we're on board. If we gotta take out the hyperdrive, maybe we do, but if they somehow kick it down to the next system, we're all together for the trip.
All right, let's go.
I believe your sister can take care of your ship while we are away.
Yes, and that's what I was going to recommend. A wise plan.
Wait, you're leaving me behind by myself on the ship while you all go off to have the adventure. No, I don't think so.
Well, if we need to pick a tactical withdrawal back to the ships, to pilot it, because of you are critically important to me. But we also need somebody here to pilot the vessel. We need to escape.
Yeah, but if something should go wrong and we don't come back, then she'll be stuck out in space by herself.
She's very capable. I don't think she'll just stay out here in the void.
Yeah, we've got your ship, the Reaper. We've got this Fang that we just found, and then you're going to be on board a larger Corvette. I imagine once we're on board that, we're all kind of committed one way or the other. If we have to get away, we have our ship that we came on, not the ship that we left behind with me on it.
Fine.
And the other thing
You're
is,
with
if
me.
we are successful, then we've got ourselves a bigger ship.
Correct.
Just in case we get separated, we need a relocation point or a meetup point.
Well, let's see what kind of floor plan we're looking at or deck plan we're looking at once we get on board this thing. Assign a rally point from the get-go. And he looks over at Steve. We'll make a soldier out of this one yet with that kind of thinking.
Hey, couldn't Cody tap into the system as soon as we get in and get us the floor plan?
I should be able to.
Could you communicate that out to everybody else?
I can definitely try. I do not know how well you can understand technical readouts.
Do you have a holo projector?
I do not.
You can't send a map to the rest of the group.
Hey, is there a 3D chess game on board this, because what I could do is probably take the hologram projectors out of that and install it into Cody.
That could work. There is a holo game you may cannibalize for that purpose.
What do you think, Cody?
Should be some extra room for such an installation. I do not know how long this will take.
We have a few hours.
I can assist with the installation if necessary.
We appreciate it. I believe we should leave one of these ships somewhere secure then, if we are all going on one ship into the Corvette.
Well, they recognize the one, not mine. So,
My second roll above a 10
Woo!
Might be
for
wise
those
to
keeping
take me
count
over.
watching us.
All right, that poor holo game has been repurposed.
to install it, is it software or is it kind of a hardware thing?
Kind of a combo of both, more hardware than software, I would guess.
Well, then I would go on a software side, so I guess use a computer just to kind of install it. Or assist in that.
Should I just put on my sheet that I have a holo projector now?
Yeah. And as you exit your point in hyperspace, and the central point of the X between those four systems there, you spot a Paladin class cruiser, it's an antiquated design formerly used by the Jedi Order and the Old Republic. It looks to be in pretty decent condition from the looks of it, and on the back end of it there are two exterior docking points where an umbilical will come out and connect to your ship. Both of those points are currently vacant, so you guys want to dock on the right or the left?
Thinking the right side.
That's an old ship. My brothers would be very interested in that one.
Starboard.
Very nice. So let's get that all fixed up then.
Can't believe we're on a ship in the coast. He said left side, right side.
I was repeating what he said. Okay. How dare you? How dare you?
Come on.
Avast. How's that?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, the biggest problem with the Coast Guard is when the margarita machine goes down.
Oh man,
No, that's the Air Force.
that's
Yes.
rude.
Oh, there's the popcorn popper.
Hate.
How's that hatery taste? Bitter. Salty.
Yummy. Just like the popcorn. Or the margarita. Both salty.
All right.
What are we doing with James's ship at this point?
Well, if we're following Ficastus's plan, we're going to kind of leave it out a distant point in space and kind of have a beacon for us to be able to return to it.
I guess we try to make sure it's all an established route, because then anybody can just come and pick it up. So it would literally be in open space.
The literal odds of finding a object in space in the middle of nowhere are so astronomical that it can't even be calculated.
Have you been in these campaigns? We know that somehow some random like scrapper's gonna be, oh man, look at this nice ship. This is a nice ship right here. We're going to take this.
And they wouldn't just take it; they'd strip it.
It would have to be. You'd have to roll a 1 on a D1 billion.
How many have you rolled so far?
I haven't rolled any ones on a D1 billion.
Not yet.
And don't try to roll a 1 billion using the Roll20 algorithm either. You'll break my game page.
Oh, good that you said that.
Backspace, backspace, backspace. Yeah, I mean, definitely James, don't try to do it. Your computer has a hard time rolling a D20 most weeks.
You better do push to talk.
All right, let's go.
All right, moving you over to the next map. Here we go. Did that set up correctly? Hey, there you guys are. All inside of this tiny room. This is the first room after you exit the airlock. Let's just assume the airlock is on this side of the wall. I don't actually have one constructed. It shouldn't be necessary. But if so, just kind of have a point of reference for where that might be. Do it. That's right, Radio Free Covenant. You know what's up.
So,
Yeah.
question. Looking at this ship that we're docking to, do I have an idea of what like a standard crew complement would be?
It probably only takes about 4 people to operate the ship. Passenger-wise, could be anywhere between 20 and possibly 50 if you tried to cram a lot of people on here.
Okay, I would make sure everyone has that information.
Also, has my hit points changed at all? I'm still down like 10 hit points.
Yeah, let's put everybody back up to full HP at this point. Getting nice and close for that. First time that Phacostus is appearing on any of the maps. He's been laid out since the prologue, essentially. And that'll go for you as well, John. You are down the most hit points of anybody, so definitely let's get you back up to full.
That feels good.
Oh, for sure. Because right on the other side of this door, there's an E-web just ready to decapitate you. And this is the door, by the way. You can slightly tell the difference in the texture there. There are no ports or scomp links here that will access the entire ship. What you're able to control from this section is basically the airlock.
I'll let them know. This is only an airlock link. I cannot access plans or anything else from here. We'll have to get deeper.
All right, let's go.
Make sure to test the beacon before we leave my ship, obviously, just to make sure it's active and working.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no problem with that. Works like a charm. And the door opens up. You can see a pretty clean hallway here, extending straight out in front of you. Looks like there's a couple alcoves, north and south side. No sign or sound or smell of anyone in this area.
And we're free to move.
Yeah, feel free to take it 5-6 steps at a time. See what you can see. Yep, coming out here close to an intersection that's going to branch out to the north, it looks like. And it may not be obvious, but this is another door right here. Hold up there, Jason. We still have half the party sitting back in the room.
Copy that.
Yeah, let's let Steve, John move out. I'm going to take Phacostus and our non-combat NPCs will take up the rear. And Phacostus will move up About that far. Simple move there for Ymor and Zerend. Actually going to keep her back just a bit. We're going to make use of cover here. Looks like a good spot there for everybody.
Hold on, I think it actually makes sense to be up front in this case.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm following pretty near the back middle-ish.
Okay. And the writing on the walls right here above the door indicates that this is the way to the escape pod. The directions pointing...
Noted.
What's up?
Noted.
Very cool. And the directions pointing to the north point to engineering and crew quarters. Now, Jason spots a Mando right here in the hallway, and she is standing there on sentry duty. There's no way she missed the cacophony that you guys made coming up the hall, and as Jason's armored visage rounds the corner here, she is very quick to see it and take her first shot here.
Isn't she expecting Mandos coming from this direction because we've docked?
She sure is, so why is she shooting at Jason?
It's a trap.
She's expecting a Mando, and holy moly! So that shot connects with the doorway right here next to Cestus and tears a nice hole through the metal. Let's go ahead and get our initiatives rolled up here for everybody. Oh, that's wrong. Wrong command.
Am my condition track still down, or is that up?
Now you are at normal.
Feels good.
Yeah, third game, you can finally roll without a penalty.
Well, except for this armor.
Yeah, you just replaced a small penalty with a big penalty.
Yeah.
Check it out, Justin rolling the 11-11.
Boba Fett. There's Justin with another 11-11. Very nice. Okay, we got Kalinar, Cody, Steve, Lithro, Lindrano. Who are we missing on the player side? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cestus. Remember to select your token before the initiative.
Yeah, I had it. It shows me that I've rolled it.
Oh, for sure, the roll will appear in the chat log, but if the token isn't selected, it won't populate to the turn order. Now we're good.
But I was selected.
Very strange. Sometimes.
Do you want me to roll it again?
Oh no, I just manually put you in the initiative.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Just easier when we have the automatic actually working as intended. And with that, Jason, looks like you've actually got the first attack here. So she just took out a nice chunk of the door here next to you. What's your action?
All right. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What was that for? I'm not gonna take an attack yet, but I will move up to take cover from the wall.
Come out
And I will
nice.
hold my action. Hold my action.
And what is the stipulation upon which your action will be taken?
Anything within, we'll say, 2 squares.
Okay, well, she calls out, drop your weapons, hands out, nice and slowly.
Is it a voice I recognize at all?
Nah, some female, haughty Mandalorian, it sounds like, and you think you hear some kind of inquisitive male voice in the distance behind her as well. And just as a free action, she just takes another pot shot, which of course just only hits the wall. Next up in our initiative order is going to be Lithrolindrano, otherwise known as Rolland. What's up, James?
Oh, hello. Good evening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap. I think that's the droid right next to me. Correct? That's Justin.
Sure is.
So I'm going to tap him kind of on the shoulder, let him know I'm going to pass if he allows me to. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. So he's not letting me go. Okay, cool. Well, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, the droid flips around with some Jeet Kune Do and backflips you out into the hallway, and now you're prone.
Well, as he taps me on the shoulder, I gotta look back like, what? They're shooting at us.
Yeah, make sure to note John's comment there in the chat log as well. He's got that pretty cool initiative swap that could come in handy in future combats. I think we're 50-50 for that. You remembered it last time, you forgot it this time. So hopefully, collectively, we get it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully move around him and also move around Justin, and almost like we call it slicing the pie. I'm just very carefully moving around him to see if I can get some kind of view around the corner, just to see down the hallway. Not exposing myself, but just enough to maybe see a foot, hand, something. Careful.
Thank you for not exposing yourself.
Wow. Okay then.
Yeah, kind of taking the square that I was in.
No, just behind you and around.
Oh, look, we're setting up a stack. It's like we're entering a room.
It's crazy.
Yeah, if only
So-
James did have the prehensile neck, and he could literally separate the head from the body to get a better look around the corner. But as it is, this Mando is a little bit out of your line of sight.
That's funny because on the screen I can see a hand or something or a leg.
For some reason, it has not updated on the player side of the screen. That would be correct then. So, yeah, what you got now? Now that you've taken 12 minutes to move up 5 feet, take your shot!
That's what I'm going to do. It's like go around. If I see that, I will definitely take it. So it begins.
And Jason is once again the pincushion for the group as that shot just glances off of your shoulder and hits the ceiling.
Give up your weapon or I'll shoot again.
One of these days I
Stop
might get lucky.
shooting me!
Stop moving here. You stepped into my shot.
Alright, well, Fakastis will move to here. 4 squares up. And we're going to take a shot at her right out in the open. Assuming I can find his character sheet. Yep, there we go. Oops. Guess I should have his blaster pistol actually listed on his sheet. That would come in handy. There we go. Adjust the damage. Weapon focus. Weapon spec. There we go. Okay. Oh, crap! And since that was such a terrible failure, he is going... Let's see if this will give him anything. Night vision. 60 foot. Huh. Yeah, the dynamic lighting just is not changing. Very strange.
Are you guys getting lag, or is that all on my end?
Yeah, there's a lot of Dan's audio getting cut out, it seems like.
Yep, I'm not, well, not hearing it either.
I think it's just on the Discord, though. It doesn't look like it's affecting the stream.
Very strange.
Okay. Because on Roll20, everything just went all spinny thing. So, all right.
All right, well, there goes Phacostus, and it looks like his very first shot of the campaign is going to result in a depleted power pack, and he'll use his run-by attack to finish the move across the hallway there and take cover on the far side. I'm going to do a quick page reload here for the stream, just to see if that's going to fix up our dynamic lighting issue we're having here. Still player mode, yep. Huh. That's so weird. Can't fathom why there would be an angle right here. This doesn't make any sense for the lighting, but whatever. So the Mandos will take their shot. She's gonna go first. Take a step up, and let's see what I've got against this Chiss guy who doesn't know how to shoot.
I can hear you.
Well, I did use my mouth to say it. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Woo! Great damage, terrible attack.
Juke.
Yeah, right? Double 8s and a 5 on the damage dice there. And that's all she's got as she shouts out, "We've got intruders!" And somebody in the distance can be heard with his heavy armor clanking his way up the path. We'll go ahead and move it up to Steve here next. Phacostus mentioned something about, well, this is off to a great start. Yeah.
You know, I've had that happen to me before. You really have to check those power packs well. I'm hiding behind this corner over here.
Oh, wow. Steve staying well out of range. If only I equipped one of these Mandalorians with a missile. Could get all 5 of you in one shot right there. Just boom!
They couldn't get me, they can't see me.
Well, I don't have to see you. It's an area of effect attack. Cody, why don't you go ahead and see what the medical droid can do? I'm sure you can take these guys out. You kind of carried the load in the last combat.
So I just kind of walk around the corner like, oh dear, there's combat. Please, do not deactivate. Trying to make it seem like I'm supposed to be here.
Oh, man.
I'm not part of them.
That's
just to
great.
kind of get past these guys. So you probably want me to roll like a deception on that?
Yeah, sure.
Here comes natural 20. Nice.
Out of the way, droid. You're gonna get shot.
Yes.
Oh, please, don't shoot me. And I keep going.
Man, that is the strangest thing I've ever seen. The stream side of things, we cannot see down that hallway. It's just like as soon as Jason got to that corner, it's just only showing that angle for him. So Justin just kind of wandered off into the darkness, and everybody's like, huh? Where did he go? There. See, now as soon as Jason comes around the corner, we can see. I wonder why everything is seemingly keyed to only your vision. It's so weird. It doesn't matter. It's something I can fix here when we come up on our break shortly, which will be after Kalinar's turn.
Man, I can't fight in this armor. Could I do a hook shot grenade around this corner? Is that possible?
Yeah, sure.
Bank it off the wall right there.
I hear you laughing out there, Annie.
Oh man, you'd think in all this time I would have actually put this properly onto my character sheet.
Yeah, that's the boat I was just in when it was Ficostas' turn. I was like, I'm gonna take a shot. Oh crap, I only have my Mandalorian sword on the sheet. I can't shoot anything with that. And then I add the whole thing on there only to roll pretty much what you just rolled there.
Well, there you go.
Oh man, well that's about par for the course as we've come to expect from these characters in any combat. We've got 6 attacks per round and we'll land maybe one of them. So we'll keep you in suspense here as we go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back about 10-15 minutes with the next section of the Hutt Empire. Alright, friends, we are back again to continue this combat aboard the Paladin class corvette. I seem to have the dynamic lighting issue fixed up here now. We can see through everybody's line of sight as intended. You can see Justin's droid right here in the middle of the hallway and a good deal further down the path to a four-way intersection, it would appear. And Justin, you're close enough that you can see the directions at this junction. The crew quarters would appear to be to your right. And let me just double check the greater map itself. Yeah, engineering is listed as to the left, but also forward as well. And that's everything we got as far as directional instructions on the map. Cestus, you got the first turn in the initiative here, so let's pick it up with your action and see if we can turn the tide here.
Okay, I'm not gonna pussyfoot around anymore. I'm just gonna step around the corner and start walking in, almost as if a charge, not really a charge, just walking towards him, and I'm just gonna make the shot.
Okay. That will definitely hit. They are all wearing Mandalorian armor, but for the interest of challenge rating not getting out of hand, their defenses are considerably lower than you would expect. That shot gets through, and she lets out a grunt of pain as, yeah, your shot gets through.
Okay, I'm only at one attack at this moment, so I guess that'll be my end of turn. I still have my weapon out and ready to fire.
Sounds good. And back here on the south end of the corridor, we have Lithro Lindrano. What you got, James?
Oh, I'm just gonna take it. Just gonna move up and pretty much do the same thing, just using the corner this time.
Okay. Hey, you forgot your head.
Did I? I get it goes on mine.
Oh no, it's with you. There was just a delay. You moved and then your head came up behind it. It's just hilarious. I keep forgetting to find the files for those and send them to John. He said he could piece them together. It's just the file name is like 136781214, and I'm like, and it's mixed in with a bunch of other file names of the same.
That's fine. I'm just trying to get ahead of this, and it worked.
Oh, absolutely. And are we also targeting the female who's been doing all the shooting so far?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well that one catches her square in the gut, and she actually kind of doubles over there for a moment in pain. And she's not fully prone, but she is on a knee.
Okay, that's all I can do for the moment.
Alright, Fakastis is going to get up close and personal now. Bust out that Mandalorian blade. Oh, something happened. Justifies Raiden with a party. Very nice, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Good to see you. Oh, Mando Blade, 22 defense for another 11 damage, and that's going to cut her down where she stands. And Fakastis' gaze is covered by his helmet, but you can tell by his body language that he is very much feeling this combat and just took a lot of joy out of cutting that woman down. And the Mandalorian, whose turn it is now, is standing next to Fakostas. I have a blaster rifle, so I'm not really trying to stay in melee with this guy, so I'm going to go ahead and back up right into Justin here. That's going to kind of screw up my stuff. Fakostas will take his AOO, attack of opportunity.
Oh no!
Oh boy. Oh! And Fakostas takes that guy's head clean off, Jango Fett style.
Woo! New Mandalore!
I'll kind of look down at that like, my apologies.
Is it over?
Yes.
It is over for now. Both of these Mandalorians lay dead at your feet. No sounds of any others coming, so even when that woman shouted out, "Intruders!" it didn't seem like it was something that a lot of people heard.
Quick, jam their comm links.
Center switch.
I'll take a look at the female one. Search to see what anything of value, like weapons, power pack, something like that.
Oh yeah. She has blaster rifle, as does her male counterpart. They each have one extra power pack on their person, and they also have 800 credits on a cred stick apiece.
Oh, he'll definitely. The push it to talk sucks, if I may say. So he will pocket the credit stick, take the rifle, and the power pack.
Okay. Just clarify, it's 2 cred sticks, 800 each.
Both.
I will get up to that intersection and kind of
Yeah, everything seems clear on all sides as best you can tell, so yeah, feel free to step out there. You can see to the right the entry to the crew quarters through these 2 small passageways here. To your left, we have the entry to the auxiliary engineering bay. A couple small passageways here. Looks like 3 of them on the south, and then a larger entry to the north side. And straight up ahead of you here would appear to be the primary engineering, which as best you can tell is going to be down this right passageway right here.
Man, I got no idea where you're pointing, but it sounds good.
Yeah, I gotta imagine if you're all the way back here, you're probably not seeing much of anything. Welcome back, CJ. Good to see you, man. Alright. If nothing else, feel free to catch up to Justin here at the central part. If you're wondering about the western passage on the south corridor, that's going to lead to the other airlock in the western exterior docking platform. So if you guys had chosen the left side of the ship, you guys would have came in through that way.
All right, I'm going to make my way towards engineering.
I'll do this. Yeah, I'll go with.
Is that where we'd be able to disable the hyperdrive or anything?
It's that's probably where you're looking at. It might be in the auxiliary engineering, which would have been left at the 4-way junction. But you're inclined to think probably the primary engineering is where you're going to find hyperdrive.
Is it possible to overload the engine?
Well, I want to try to sabotage it to be able to unsabotage it when we want to use it again.
So temporarily
You want to
disable.
steal this cruiser? This is not going to be an easy thing to hide.
There are ways we could change the transponder, the look, not so much, but at least identifying information we could probably
What,
change.
hold on. What are
Let's-
we going to do with a Corvette?
Let's take the thing first and then decide what we're going to do with it.
Why don't we just set it to blow and get the hell out of here?
We could also do that, for sure, as an option.
If we can take this thing over, we got the crew and the manpower to do it.
What are we going to do with the ship?
Fly it? Use it to get places?
Look, the ship can be valuable. The commodity of what it is, an operating ship, is valuable. Let's just get rid of the terrorists, all these sons of Stonewall. We'll decide what to do with the bounty later.
Our lack of time is not helping us.
Our lack of time.
Well, who knows how long it's going to take before people are alerted and we have a fight on our hands.
And as I enter engineering there, see that guy over there?
Yeah, you sure do. That's the hyperdrive that this guy's standing next to.
Does he see me?
He does. He kind of gives you a glance and he gets back to whatever he's adjusting on that machine there to his left.
Well, then if he seems to not be questioning my existence, I will continue.
All right.
Yeah, I'm moving stealthily.
I'm also looking for an S-Comp link area that I can hook up to.
Gotcha. There appears to be a docking station here in this chamber to your right.
We're out of initiative and can freely move now, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Don and Justin
Okay.
have already traversed half the ship.
As I get in there where it seems like there's nobody there, I will, through my comm line, kind of quietly say, there is one Mandalorian near the hyperdrive.
Is he in armor?
Oh, yeah.
And if I get to an S-Comp link, I want to hook up to it.
Good old Scomplink. All right. And go ahead and roll your use computer there, Justin. All right. Did you see that guy, Don?
Yeah, I saw him.
Okay. Yeah, it did not seem that he saw you.
All right, I'm going to duck down here. I see Mr. Loud and Stompy come, and I'm just going to hold up my hand to hopefully tell him to stop.
I'm assuming he's talking about me, and he would pause.
Yeah, we're stopping.
I put my fingers to my lips as in shh, and then I point over towards the hyperdrive.
I nod.
They'll do the same, and just keep my position for now.
All right. And Justin, you have basic ship access. What you looking for?
Well, I wanted the schematics or whatever, the floor plan, so I'll try to get that. And in that process, I'll also look for the known, like, crew and troop complements.
Gotcha. They don't have names or even species or genders associated, just the number of crew that's on board. And that would be 6, 8, 10. Yeah, even dozen.
-2.
As maybe even -3 because you took out the assassin back on the planet. Granted, he is unconscious, but defeated nonetheless.
I'm going to hold up one finger to indicate one person over there.
I'll nod.
I'll do the same. I'm gonna start trying to stealthily move just up to the door frame. I'm gonna highlight it here, just to this point.
Okay. I have the dynamic lighting turned off for everybody now that Justin has enabled the deck plan map for everybody. I have taken my unseen Mandalorians, those you've not yet discovered, and pushed them to the ghost layer of the map so that way you don't automatically see where everybody's at on the map. So keep that in mind as you're exploring. Don't assume that because you don't see somebody that there's nobody there.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna kind of stay there for the moment and try to listen to see if I can hear something.
Yeah, so I guess I patched that through.
Wait. Okay, so that's perfect case of my point, Don. You just stepped right next to a guy who's right there. So seeing as you just walked in the room, I'm going to at least do a contested perception here, see if I can spot you.
Yeah, apparently I upload those schematics to everybody and in the process inform them of the numbers I have received as far as crew.
Do you want
Very
me
good.
to use the same stealth check, or do you want me to reroll my stealth?
Oh yeah, it's the same stealth check. You wouldn't know to re-roll or anything in that
I
regard.
have improved stealth, which also gives me the ability to reroll a stealth check.
Not after I've rolled my perception check, I can't imagine.
Okay.
So yeah, this guy spots Steve's approach as you enter the room, and he just turned around, "Hey!" And
I'm
that's
going to-
really all I got.
Oh, I was going to try use the force and use mind trick to make him think that I'm not there.
Well, I mean, give it a shot, but the fact that he's already said "hey" is probably going to thwart your mind trick for the guy standing over here.
Okay. Instead, I will attempt to use my deception is horrible. So let me try deception anyways. Hi, I'm here to take your lunch order.
What the hell? Oh man. May the force be with you. Yeah.
You guys have been working awfully hard, and
Yeah, nice try, kid. And if nothing else, you've earned yourself a stun setting attack here as he quick swift action to switch the setting on the weapon. And actually this guy's carrying the carbine, so we'll go ahead and fire a stun bolt in that capacity.
that's
Do
enough
we-
to hit.
Here when he calls out the hay.
Definitely. Oh, 1 second, I seem to have lost access. There we go. Okay, so the 17 is not going to hit you. Actually, Don, you managed to duck just in the nick of time, and it connects with this machine behind you, which starts spraying out a very thick smoke that is almost instantly, you're like having a hard time catching your breath. Given the shot that was fired, the dialogue taking place in here, that is going to be sufficient for everybody to be aware and get initiative checks going.
Oh, I'm so fast.
Remember your initiative swap thing there?
Yeah, but I mean, we all got pretty good initiatives here, except for Justin.
I'm on the computer. What do you want?
Yeah, I mean, does anybody need to switch their initiative with anybody?
I'll swap with you.
I'll switch my dexterity with James, so that way I win the tiebreaker and go first.
Yeah, I'll switch with Cestus.
Actually, it's 0.18, and you have a 0.15 from what I can see.
Exactly. I want to switch my dexterity with you. Not the initiative, the dex.
No, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so Jason is getting a 23, and John is getting a 16. Okay. Reorder that. Boop. There we go. Looks like, James, you've got the first initiative this time around. Let's see what you got.
So is this opening here, is that enough for a person to get through?
It is.
Yeah, but it still seems a little narrow, so he's just going to move. Oh, that's ahead. That's just ahead. Okay, hold on.
Also worth pointing out the elevation change here and here. Standard 2 meter, little bit of a hop up there.
What do you need me to do for that?
Nothing that you need to roll, just worth pointing out, so in case we have some line of sight discrepancies later on, people have the understanding that, well, there's an elevation change, so.
No, I understand. Got it. And yeah, I'll go. I can see this guy here. Am I able to see him?
You can. He does have some cover from the hyperdrive, but absolutely. Gosh. You need to start switching your attack and damage numbers.
I'm gonna use a force point.
Okay. That might do it. My AC's not that great. Or defense, I should say. That will make up the difference. And one shot, one kill as that Mando goes down. Ow!
Very cool. And he'll just look for more.
Okay, well, the Mando who is currently facing Steve just kind of does like a triple take here as he's like, okay, so there's a guy snuck in here. I just shot this machine. Somebody came in over there. My buddy over here is dead. What do I do? And he just quick turns around and shoots the source of the attack right here, which is James. Radio Free Covenant, our second subscriber to Roleplaying Unlimited. Thank you so much there, brother. Really appreciate you. Are you with us? Alright, and James, you do have cover versus this guy. So +5 to your defense.
Cool.
This is the guy with the carbine. Yep. And well, that +5 will make a hit, a miss. So that works out well for you. And after that, I am going to try to rush through this narrow opening here, past Steve. That's going to provoke an attack of opportunity from Steve, if you want to take it.
Okay, I have improved improvised weapon. So I'm going to use the butt of the gun as the rifle that I have as an improvised weapon.
Sounds good.
And another. Wait a minute. I rolled a 5, but it gave me no modifiers. Wait, don't I have any modifiers? Nope, I don't have any modifiers. So, yeah, that's accurate.
I swear, Don's rolling D20, or Don's rolling D10s where everybody else is rolling D20s.
So, for those of you guys watching who are keeping score, I have currently rolled 3, count them, 3 numbers above 10 today.
Oh man, too good, too good. Alright, so my Mando will successfully get away from Dawn, and I'm going to head down the stairs. That's going to take up the rest of my movement. Cestus, it is your turn.
Alright, since the doorway is blocked, I guess I will be making a full move up the hallway.
Oh, nice detail there, James. After jumping quickly up, raises his newly acquired blaster rifle, fires at the exposed Mando in front of him. Puts the bolt just under the chin, dropping the Mando in a heap. His slight smirk quickly vanishes as he jumps away from the near miss.
Oh, I appreciate your narration. Thank you.
Oh, I just saw Cestus do a moonwalk.
I'm trying to get it to add right, and I'm keep pushing it at the wrong spot.
Yeah, I just saw Cestus do it. Thank you so much, Just a Wife. Always good to see you. Have a good night.
Does that give me line of sight to that guy? I can't tell since we're no longer on dynamic light.
No snapping, yes. Okay, well, it's corner to corner, or corner to any spot. I forget which exactly it is. You're cutting through a corner on the wall there, so that's going to give me cover. So you can see, but my defense is better.
Well, we got that raised section right there anyways, so that kind of gives us both cover, but he's higher elevation than I am.
Yeah, for sure. Your cover is cover in this system. It's always a +5, so it doesn't really matter who has better cover unless you're talking about the difference between sum and total.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, can I see him to take a shot?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, taking a shot. And that's not going to be a hit, and it wouldn't be that much damage anyways. So, that's end of my turn.
Justin, you got to get out of that scomp link, man. These guys need you, dude. They need you to come out here and kick some ass.
Get the medical droid to start dropping bodies.
All right. Steve comes out of the room, sees the Mando running down the stairs, and he kind of wishes that the Mando would just trip and fall down the stairs. And that's where force move object is going to come in.
All right.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's my day.
Well, a DC 15 to move a medium object, which this guy is. So, if anything, you just kind of gave me a little force-empowered back massage there as I'm going down the stairs.
It's like the difference between doing just the fuss and the fuss roda.
Yeah, exactly.
You just walked over with fuss.
And of course, that'll end my turn.
All right. Well, Ficastus will look over at Kalinar next to him. And he gives a grin as he starts heading further up the same way that Cestus just did. Let's see if I can get anything good on this guy. It's the extent of my movement. Take a shot around the corner right there with the blaster pistol. No good. Just impacted off the surface. Kalinar.
Let's see. Would I have a shot from here?
Absolutely.
All right, it's not going to be a very good one, but
Can't be any worse than Dawn's.
oh, I don't know about that.
He's gonna crit now. Watch it. And that is definitely a crit. Just
what do you
not the
think?
right direction.
How do you define that?
Holy crap. Wow. Just
Pretty
when
good.
you think the group can't sink to a new low, John defines the new low.
John, is this karma for all those grenades in past games?
I mean, I'm a level 1 noble.
He's wearing armor he's not proficient in.
Yeah. This is not the optimized combat build.
A 0.
I'll tell you what, it's awesome and fun playing low level because it's making everything important.
Hey, at least, your defense is a lot higher right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when nobody's shooting at him, all he's doing is inhibiting himself and looking really cool in the background while he does it. It kind of sounds a lot like OG Trilogy Boba Fett to me.
Fuck.
You realize what you've done.
I'm never wearing the armor again.
You're stuck with it. It's got an adhesive. You can't get it off. Oh, goodness. Well, Justin, I'd say after all these bad rolls, these guys are ready for you to come save the day. Here comes C-3PO to the rescue.
Assassin.
Hey, I'm
droid.
much better than C-3PO.
Yeah, you speak 6.5 million languages.
Actually, I do not have translation needed, so
Right.
it's not. Alright, well, I guess I'm done on the scomp here, so I'm going to come wandering out and see what everybody's shooting at. And since I have enough movement, I think, to get over to where I can get a clean shot on this guy, I will pull out my sporting blaster pistol from my hidden leg compartment, and I'll take a shot at him.
RoboCop.
As I get there and pull the pistol out, I say, I cannot allow you to harm my patients. This is called proactive healing. Blow!
See, and here comes the crit.
A triple natural 20.
He inadvertently brings about John's plan of blowing up the hyperdrive engine with a sporting blaster pistol. It just does the ricochet perfectly off all the magnetic seals, hits the hyperdrive.
Pretty close. 19 on the die, baby.
Yeah, that 19 will certainly hit. 6 points of damage is something
Plus one because it's point blank, but yeah.
Yeah, I can certainly survive that level of damage. But not happy about being shot by a medical droid. I guess since all the soldiers can't land anything, it's a win for me. Let's go ahead and recycle back to the top of the round here. We have Roland still admiring his handiwork from last turn. Moving on up.
Sorry, he'll move to that point there and fire on the Mando on the stairs.
$15 is exactly my defense, and 20 is not a shot that I can survive. So congrats, you took another one down.
Awesome.
Engineering seems to be clear. We can go ahead and drop the initiative again.
Do these guys have comm units on them?
They do.
I would like to take that and listen.
I apologize for the violence.
All right, I'm gonna
Quite
start.
all right, Cody. You just keep that up. Proactive healing. I like that.
I'm gonna work on disabling the hyperdrive. By taking the opportunity to remove some very important components.
Roll the mechanics. And as far as comm chatter right now, John, it is very silent. Nobody's saying a word to anybody right now.
I
Well-
will keep it that way.
This roll is not over 10, it's exactly 10.
Dan, is this another room right here, or is this part of the deck?
It is its own small room.
Okay, cool. Just
Yeah.
checking.
Like a little maintenance closet.
Right. I'm just kind of carefully pieing the corners around these rooms. I'm not going in yet.
Okay. Yeah, this area seems to be clear. I'm sorry, this area seems to be clear. There are no Mandos invisible to the map in this sector.
Did the Mando that's dead conveniently leave me a toolbox?
The Mando did not, but the engineering compartment itself does have tools for your usage.
Okay, I'm going to use those tools. I don't know if that gives me a bonus or anything.
Oh, you've got enough pieces taken out of this thing that you know how to put back. You're pretty sure this thing's not going to go anywhere if somebody tries to kick it into hyperdrive.
All
Hey,
right,
Jason, these stairs
Sir?
leading up here, or rather this little elevator, will lead you to the command deck itself.
Right. I was coming around the corner just to make sure nobody's hiding there. I'm kind of doing the same thing with the hallway to the south.
1 second, though. We do have potential up ahead to your west in the galley. There's 3 of them.
Contact 3 east.
Understand. Moving.
Wouldn't that be west?
And for Dawn
Yeah.
and Justin, and possibly Jason, and anybody who happened to catch last week's Out of Character, this is a very familiar section of the ship. It is where Boba Fett killed Han Solo.
Yeah. We don't have to go into that.
Let's redo that entire battle from scratch right now. Dawn, go.
No, look at the dice rolls I've been having.
Exactly, Dawn, go. Okay, so yeah, there are 3 of them in there, and they appear very occupied right now. They're all sitting at their tables. They're eating. It appears like they're on their break. Their weapons are on the side. They're kind of looking over their data pads.
I'm going to take stuff off of this Mando that's down also.
Okay. One of them looks like he's playing Candy Crush. Each of the Mandos, in addition to blaster rifle or blaster carbine, some of them are carrying blaster pistols. Each of them have 800 credits on a cred stick. So if nothing else, track that as a total, and you can just go through the map, and we have this many dead Mandos times 800. That's how many credits we should have, less any that somebody is pilfering for themselves.
So -2 this thing.
Yeah, good to see you, Hendo, man. Thanks for showing up, man. Good to see you.
Okay, I'm moving in, and I'm just going to do like I did before, aggressive with the first pop shot off at that one.
Okay. That person looks up from their meal, still holding on to their data pad, as potentially they are ripe for the picking right here. Or you shoot their data pad and blow it up, causing a fit of rage from this Mando, as initiative once again is rolled. Let me just bring up the tail end of the crew here, make sure everybody's kind of close together. And I'll just reveal this while we're in the same section. Just to the south of you there, Jason, safely ensconced in that maintenance room. Boop, there is another Mandalorian. So we have 4 of them here in the galley area.
That's not one I could actually see from where I am, correct?
Correct, nor can they see you. There's a solid wall between you. But they did hear the blaster shot, so they can participate in the combat.
Geez, with that initiative roll I just made, I feel like C-3PO. Cursed my mental circuits, I wasn't fast enough.
Okay.
I am right there with you.
Has my mystery power surfaced yet? Or do I have to rest or meditate to be able to get my move object back?
You do need to rest to regain your power that you've already spent. I have not got your mystery power unlocked in this kind of circumstance. It's not something that's going to be of use.
Okay, so it's nothing to do with mechanical or communicating with the mechanics or anything else like that.
Correct. Whoa, look at
good.
Fakastis rocking a 29 initiative. There's Cody with a 1.
I'm sure he's higher level than us, too, so...
Oh, definitely. I mean, Mandalore's not going to be level 1. At least I would hope not.
Did mine read?
To be honest, for level 1 characters, we're having a pretty big effect on the galaxy so far.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Where is Rolland? I do not see his initiative. There it is.
Very nice.
Okay, so Fakastis, Rolland, Mandos, Kalinar, Steve, Cody. Looks like we got a full initiative there. So, and I get to go first. Perfect. Now that your data pad cover has been removed, I will just go right in there and try and slice you in twine with my Mando sword.
Hey, I was reading that.
Yeah, well.
I took that out.
Oh yeah, definitely spending a force point on that. I'm only missing by 1. Max force point will connect and take away most of his hit points. So, Rolland, why don't you go ahead and go up next here?
I think he's going to move to a better vantage point and then take a shot. Right there seems to make the most sense, and he's going to take a shot at this guy there.
Okay, these two here are starting to grab their weapons as it is almost their turn. See if you can get him before he gets it.
Is there any reason it didn't put me on initiative?
That's very strange. Once again. Thankfully you're down near the bottom and it's not a case of you skipped me. So we'll just fix that up here real quick.
I was trying to switch with him too again.
Costas. You want the 8, he takes the 14?
Yeah, not that it makes a big difference, but...
I can do that. 8 for you. 14 for you. Swap it. Fakastis went. There we go. Okay, go ahead, James. 16 for 15 is going to hit this guy. And yeah, he's not even out of his seat yet, and that shot just catches him in the chest, and he just goes sprawled out onto the floor, and he's kind of scrambling for his weapon and trying to get back up.
Gotcha. So let's keep tracking that, and then go the next one.
Alright, so the Mandos now retrieve their weapons. This guy gets to his feet, and we're going to take some attacks. First one is down the condition track, so -1 on everything. Heavy blaster pistol point blank to Fakastas. Oh! Ouch! My defense is good, but that shot is going to find a way through his Mandalorian armor. And Fakastas lets out a grunt of pain, but also a laugh of excitement. He seems to take thrill in both giving and receiving damage. And it is a love that they have and receive. And the next Mandalorian will take a shot at Cestus here. Don't want a chance missing Rolland. Ooh! Damn. Yeah, these guys know where to shoot to get through Mandalorian armor.
Yeah, that one's definitely going to connect. And that's going to hurt, too.
Yeah, it is. Ouch.
Ouch.
And that moves me just one step down the condition chart, or two?
If it exceeds your fortitude defense, it's going to drop you one step down. And another Mandalorian takes cover, takes a shot on Rolland. Well, that's just going to smack into the side of the wall here next to you and not damage Rolland. And the last one steps out of her maintenance bay here and demands, "What the hell is going on?" Oh! And then she takes a shot at Jet Fakastas after she retrieves her weapon as well. And that's a big old miss. So let's see if Cestus can get anything going here as he's rocking one hit point.
Yeah, I'm going to move 5 foot over here and keep cover from around this corner. Do you want me on this square or this square for that little bit of cover so I can take a shot at either one of these two?
Oh, you're good where you're at.
Okay, I'll take a shot at this one.
Okay. Ooh. And as he's looking fine at his handiwork from having blasted Fakastas point blank, he then takes a shot from Cestus that lays him out.
All right, and that'll be end of my turn.
Excellent. How about Steve? Where is Steve?
I'm still in the engine room.
Oh, you're hiding under the corpse. Nice.
Pretty much. All right, since I have enough pieces and parts, I'm going to head over this way. And I'm going to remove the cred stick off of this guy.
All right. Yemwer standing right next to you just gives you a smile as he kind of gestures his head toward the all the blaster fire going on up ahead down the hallway.
I just shrug.
Well,
It's like I'm not prepared for said blaster fire with my just regular defense.
Yeah, defense seems to be a relative term. I mean, the Mandalorians are getting shot right through theirs as well.
And that will end my turn.
All right. And Kalinar, how about you?
Oh, yeah, you know good rolls are coming.
Well, I hope so. We're getting up near the end of the session here. Hopefully you got something.
Yeah, I rolled an 8.
Oh, man.
I'll take that errant wide shot and just call out, "I heard you were looking for me."
The traitor! Get him! But before we rush into action, we're all going to wait patiently while Cody goes on a 1 initiative.
Wow.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Alright, well, I'm going to move up. Since it takes a full round to do a healing, I can't do that yet because I'm moving, so I will try and mitigate the damage coming in, like I said, with some proactive healing first. As I pass Kalinar, I mentioned to him, you should not stand in the open, they will shoot you. And then I'll take a shot at the guy in front of me, who's already been hit.
That's the point. It's a trap.
Well, Cody, I think you just got promoted to captain. Captain Obvious.
Welcome to the club, Cody. The I Can't Hit Anything Club. Okay, and after letting out a growl of pain, Ficostus is just going to step over the corpse of the Mando that Cestus just took down and see if I can't bring an early retirement to this guy standing next to me. Oh, not with a 2 on the die. For Mandalore, King! Oh, next round for Mandalore! Alright, Rolland, how about you?
We're gonna try for the same thing, same guy.
Oh, you're
I think it
shooting.
was the same one.
That's the one that just tried to shoot you but missed. This is the guy you shot last round. This guy has cover if you want to try to shoot him.
Yeah, cover. Screw that. I'm gonna shoot the other guy that I was originally trying to drop.
Alright.
Some droid's been doing nasty burnouts in here. Look at all the skid marks on the floor.
No, I fire a shot near his feet, I guess.
Yeah, that was R2-D2 and BB-8 having a race. Well, that's nothing good for Rolland. Let's see if the Mandos can turn things around here for their side. Okay. Looks like you guys have left Ficostus out here to draw all the fire.
No, shoot me.
Uh-oh. Oh!
Jeez.
Wow.
Well, that's no good. I had 39 hit points before that. And Ficostus is just instantly splayed out on the ground, and through his gurgling, you kind of hear some chuckling still. And the other ones will try to shoot him with a penalty now because he is unintentionally prone. Yeah,
We have one down.
That's going to skitter off of the floor next to him. And the last Mando, the woman that just stepped out of the maintenance bay, she will take her shot, also at a penalty, and only because of the fact that the first shot laid him out, seems to have saved his ass. So, Cestus, your guy just got knocked on his ass. What do you got?
All right, I think I'll poke around the corner and take a shot at that one.
All right. So,
I've been standing too close to Don, I guess.
Pretty much.
so as a free action, this Mandalorian here, who appears to be the superstar of the entire clan, takes off all of his armor and his clothes, down to his skivvies. He drops his weapon, and he just starts dancing around. I am invincible! I am invincible! None of you guys can frickin' touch him.
Right?
James,
And that'll be the end of my turn.
I mean, except for when you guys first came in and blasted him out of his chair. Ever since then, he's been untouchable. Alright, how about Steve?
All right, I'm going to come down the stairs here. Come over here. Step in front here. And I'm going to take a shot on him with a
Wow.
blaster rifle.
Oh man, something tells me Kalinar is going to get one right in the back.
Be just my luck.
Wow. And somehow, on his first time ever using a blaster rifle, Steve manages to thread the needle through Rolland, Kalinar, and Cody to hit the untouchable one for not too much damage. So I am still standing, but it would appear that my I am invincible dance was perhaps a bit premature.
And then I give him the finger, and that's the end of my turn.
Yeah, I don't even know if I can see you all the way over there. Who just shot me? Kalinar, how about you?
Well, I'll try again. I wasn't gonna do it.
Destiny
Otherwise,
point?
I'm gonna try to like run over and provide some body cover or something.
Okay. How about Cody?
When I see Jet go down, I'm like, more work. As I apply a med pack to Cestus over here, as my 4-round action.
I'm sure Cestus will be very appreciative.
Yeah, I will.
A natural one. A natural one. All right, now if I just decapitate you here, you'll feel all better.
That
Yes, this
natural
brain
one
seems
is
to be the,
almost all of my hit points, though.
No, you see, it starts at a 15. You don't get hit points until after 15. Hence
Oh,
why I've rolled the force point to give you 6 hit points.
Oh, I misunderstood.
So yes, I just healed 6 hit points on you.
6 HP back. I keep trying to get you in a lightsaber duel there, Justin, but I think I may have struck you down one too many times.
Strike me down and I will only become more powerful than you could ever imagine. So yeah, after applying the med pack, that's all I can do. It's 4-round action.
Okay. Well, Fakostas looks up at a nice bunch of Kalinar ass right in his face, and he just kind of grunts, "Out of the way!" And he rolls to the side and tries to blast this guy that just took him down with his blaster pistol. Oops, that's Kalinar I'm moving. I'm moving that way. Appears that being on my back has thrown off my aim, as Fakostas misses another attack. How about Rolland? Maybe you can finally finish off this dancing goofball.
I absolutely can, and probably will. Yeah. So close.
I don't know, Hans loves D&D. You ever seen this many terrible rolls in one session? I mean, this is a pretty combat-heavy section right here, so you'd think it would kind of sway naturally back and forth, but instead it's just kind of like, and it's locked in. Well, I guess the Mandos will go next. All three of them are still here from last round, but I do have a different target, our primary target, and all of them call out some kind of derisive term centered on Kalinar's traitorous activities. Blaster carbine, blaster pistol, blaster rifle.
Although what's interesting is the last guy they saw wearing that was on their team.
The pistol will hit, and when it does, everybody within 6 squares can attack that guy.
Ooh. Well, the pistol is from this guy here. So some of you may have, he may have cover against some of you. And very true, Justin. I guess I was leaning more towards John's revealing himself later on when he was like, I heard you all were looking for me.
Yeah, I was trying to get them to do this.
All right. So one shot is going to hit you. There goes Cody taking a shot. My cover's going to be good enough to prevent that. Rolland has a shot. I have cover, though. Rolland, Rolland. Yeah, right.
I am well out of 6 squares. Range.
Bueller.
He's sleeping.
George? James,
Well,
you
I guess-
attacking?
Jacob's
Oh, for sure.
me.
Your extra special attack.
Oh, the +5 cover bonus will make up the difference unless Rollin wants to spend a force point.
Yes.
It's not a destiny point, just a force point.
There we go. And that'll shoot dead this Mando who was hiding around the corner. And that actually ends their turn. So, Cestus, back up to you.
Okay, I'll pop around the corner and take a shot at Mr. Invincible again, or Mrs. Invincible, whatever.
As you're doing that, I'm just finishing patching you up. I'm like, this would be much easier if you weren't moving around so much.
Yeah, I know. It would be much easier if they weren't shooting back at us either. Is that hit or yay or nay?
18 is gonna be good enough, and the damage finally finishes off Mr. Invincible. I am invincible!
Awesome.
I am dead. And any movement after that, or are you gonna stay put?
Yeah, I'll move up to here. Maintaining more cover, but visual with this one.
Let's see Steve finally make his way up into the combat here. Well, maybe he doesn't need to. He's been shooting pretty well from back there.
Yeah, but I can't really hit it. There's no targets within this area. So,
Oh, very true.
could I double move?
Yes.
And
What's
I
with
will-
the decimal in that movement? That's weird.
It angled
Yeah.
a little bit, so it creates a decimal point,
Right.
and that will end my turn.
Wait. There we go. Okay, Kalinar. See if you can finish off this last Mando. She ain't been touched yet. Man, that's as
Let's
close.
roll all night.
That's as close as you can get. You'll still need a force point if you want to hit.
I'm gonna try it.
All right, may the 4 be with you. Yeah!
I got someone.
Kalinar got one. He killed it. Way to go, dude.
There's a god.
Sadly, not enough to kill the lead Mandalorian here in the galley, but start chipping away at those hit points. Cody, how about you?
As I move up to Kalinar, going, you should not just sit there and take wounds like that. I'll look up at her and be like, I apologize for this, but you are hurting my patience. Blow!
Come on, natural 20. Let the medic droid finish off this combat. Town. No good. You guys are just tearing up the galley in here, almost to the same level that Han and Boba Fett did last Wednesday.
Missiles to the wall.
Right. Okay, so Fakastis will now get back to his feet. He's going to pull himself up to this higher elevation here. And I'm going to lay down a shot with my blaster pistol. See if we can finish this lady off. Oh, well, don't
There we
mind if
go.
I do. That will absolutely finish her off. Shot right through the helmet, and she just goes down without so much as a noise, aside from the crumpling of the Mandalorian armor hitting the deck.
It's fine. I saved his life.
Well, yeah, he definitely took some nasty shots there. Especially that one that was for 34 damage.
That was gnarly.
And further down the passageway out of the galley back towards the auxiliary engineering can be heard... Everything okay in there? What was all that ruckus?
We're fine. Everything's okay. How are you?
And that will actually be the cliffhanger that we leave it on for this week. We do have a little bit more clearing here to do on the ship, but as you can see, most of this whole section has been cleared. We never explored the crew section, the crew chambers. So there might be some more of them in there. We do know for a fact there's one of them here. So yeah, we'll pick it up from that spot next week. Nice escape pod there on the back side of the ship. Typically we like to close it out with a good 10-15 minutes of just kind of unwinding, discussing what worked during the session, what didn't work during the session. I'd like to preface that with a hearty thank you for Hans Loves D&D and Radio Free Covenant for those subscribers, and also to Hans Loves D&D and Justified for the raids. So nice to see a lot of people here, so nice to see the chat log kicking butt here on the side. And yeah, let's see what everybody else thought of the session tonight. Oh, look at Hans about ready to throw out a gift sub, man. Thank you so much, man. That's so awesome.
Tonight was definitely different because of how badly we were rolling, man. It always makes a game a lot more difficult when you can't, the dice just don't cooperate. And you're just like, I guess I sit there and look like an idiot while I shoot my foot, because that's what my dice told me to do.
Oh, man.
But otherwise, it was fun. We had some good banter with the characters, and the tactics kind of showed up a little bit as the obvious soldiers and the Mandalorians and stuff kind of did their tactics, like, well, clear this room, go around this corner. Whereas, Steve and myself are just like, huh, what's going on? I'm going to shoot this guy over here.
Hans loves D&D with that gift sub to Hendo Plays. Thank you so much, both of you. So glad to see you here. Are you with us?
Yeah, I agree with Justin on the fact that we need a new RNG. And also, hey, thanks a lot, guys, for joining us. I mean, it's always a pleasure playing the game in front of people, and and feel free to just go ahead and keep posting stuff in the chat logs, and we'll be more than happy to interact with you guys.
Hey, cool. We got some bots joining us here in the chat log as well.
Well, we do need flowers for graves.
They do have big follows. That's good.
Yes, indeed. We got Hans Loves D&D and Any Bag of Donuts here as our moderators. They can just /ban and kick them right out of our chat. Or even delete. Look at that. I didn't know that was a possibility. I just knew the ban command. Super cool.
I have so much to learn about Twitch. I have no idea what you guys are even talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like 6 months in myself, and it's still a weekly thing. It's like, wow, you can do that? Or I didn't know that.
Justin's got the lightsaber.
If I can add something real quick, Dan, before you head out. I'm a straight up gangster. I took down 3 Mandalorians. It's pretty camp.
You did. You did a good job. You had pretty much the better dice rolls out of all of us tonight.
Yeah, I think it's when I switched weapon systems.
Well, it's also, helpful that you're really the only actual soldier in the group. Everybody else is like a noble or a scoundrel or some shit.
Weirdos. Yeah, it's very weird.
I know, I'm actually a scout, so I mean, it's just one of those things where, yeah, my dice are just naturally horrible.
And you know what? We're surviving without having too much creative fudging, and it's making it difficult and showing that there is danger, but we're still surviving.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my very first shot of the combat, where I rolled the natural 20 to kill Cestus, I'm like, well, we're not going to start off the combat like that, so maybe I'll just put a hole in a door. But other than that, my dice were pretty on the mark.
Yeah, and as a DM, you got to do that every once in a while, because, I mean, the whole point is to have fun.
Oh, yeah.
And just roll with it.
Speaking of having fun, I'm sure that next time around when we come back to Ultimate Star Wars, or Star Wars What If, as we call it, you guys will be very happy to know that your characters are now level 2.
Ooh, yes.
Whoa.
Now you're all
That's awesome.
big trouble.
Oh, yeah. So this week, between tonight and next Tuesday, feel free to look through the books, start upgrading your characters, and that level up will be an instantaneous thing. We don't have to do like D&D with the long rest and what have you for your level up. Considering how sparse these level ups will be, typically they're just going to be get it, go.
Nice.
Pause the game, level up, continue.
Exactly.
Well, I will definitely be working on that this week. I still don't know. I did a couple of projections, and I still wasn't happy with what I projected, so I'll just kind of go with the flow and see what happens.
How about you, John? How'd you like tonight?
I don't know what these guys are talking about. I'm innocent. This is a witch hunt. Very fine people can attest to my innocence. I think I'm doing a great job. I should be the Mandalore for life. Emperor Mandalore, Kalinar, everybody's saying it.
You know, Kalinar's last name is Fett, right?
No more comments. Thank you.
Oh, I think John just logged out.
It was good. It was good putting those blaster bolts right towards your feet when you're trying to shoot. So it was really good. Emperor.
Hey, you tried doing stuff with a -5 penalty.
Yeah.
At level 1. Yeah, I had a blast tonight. It was good to see some roleplay just in the context of you guys getting the new ship. Hopefully you guys can kind of see how the building blocks that we put together a month ago are starting to come together. If you remember the character concepts channel that we had, Jason created this ship that we're on right now with the intent that eventually we're going to get this ship. We also created 2 starships for the characters to have, which will fit perfectly in the docking facilities for this capital ship that you guys are hopefully about to obtain. Nothing is set in stone, but it's cool to finally see a lot of this coming together. I don't know why I have short foresight sometimes when it comes to the difference between D&D maps and Star Wars maps. Because I build all of the dynamic lighting, and before we even set foot on the map, the discussion is, so let's see if we can get the deck plan. I'm like, oh, crap. Well, alright, I mean, it's within the realm of possibility, but maybe I need to remind myself better to not work so hard at these dynamic lighting lines when we're just going to dispel them right off the bat.
You know, if you hadn't have done it, we would have needed it. So better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yeah, for sure. I just need to save myself the extra time. I can do a simpler fog of war kind of thing and just reveal sections at a time. I'm just a fan of the dynamic lighting. They work brilliantly in D&D. It's such a cool addition to any virtual tabletop game, I think.
Oh yeah, and it also helps us understand what we can see for our shots. And I never really thought about it until I could see the whole map, and I'm like, do I have a good shot here or not?
Right. Yeah, good times, fellas, good times. Glad y'all could make it tonight. Look forward to next week. And the week after that, our return to Agent Orange, which I'm still compiling a lot of the plot elements for that, so a lot of that is going to be a mad dash during the last week of this month to put it all together. Thank you again, Hans Lives D&D, Hendo Plays, Justifies, CJ, I'm Just a Wife, Annie Bag of Donuts, everybody who was here watching, observing, commenting, any capacity. We're so glad that you decided to join us this evening. I'm going to pass it over to Justin.
Yeah, like Dan already said, thanks a lot for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the slice of our little game here that we've been playing forever. This is just what we do. We're just now filming it, and hope you enjoy watching us be goofballs and yell at each other and make fun of each other while we play this, silly game. And if you like it, keep coming back for more. We'll keep doing it.
Oh yeah, we ain't going nowhere. Hey John, good night, brother.
Good night. Always fun to be in the Star Wars world, and it doesn't hurt to see so many of Fett's friends die.
Yeah, I thought you'd appreciate that. Over to Rolland.
You're all welcome for the trifecta of Dead Mandalorian. Also, you're very welcome. By effing put. I heard something. Good night.
Let's take this precious.
Let's take it all. And I'll say good evening.
Hey Don, thanks for joining in tonight. It was fun to see Steve find some more stems and get that thread the needle shot.
Oh yeah, and remember, anybody who did the over under, it was four die rolls over a 10. So And also make sure you check back tomorrow, because tomorrow is RUOOC, where we're going back to the format of asking the 3 questions. Since we have some people here, maybe we should ask the 3 questions before we go.
Absolutely. We're going to be going over these questions on our interactive talk show tomorrow night. But our 3 questions: what is your favorite zombie apocalypse setting and why? Star Wars or Star Trek? Elaborate. And I'm drawing a blank right now on Jason's. Yours was a bit more detailed. I think it was the difference between, do you like a more serious kind of tabletop experience where the only focus is the role play and the story, or do you like something a little bit more lax, kind of maybe how our group does it? We'd like to focus on the story and the role play, but we also kind of just goof off and throw in random bits of pop humor here and there. Where does your preference lie?
Yeah, that's a good paraphrase of my question.
So yeah, we're going to get to those tomorrow night on our RUOOC. We've posted those questions in our Discord fan chat. It's on our Facebook page. It's on our Instagram. And of course, we'll be going over it live tomorrow night. So if you want to post your answers ahead of time, so we have some material to work with, if you plan to join us live on the spot and give us some improv right there, all of it is great, and we'll be happy to see you then. And I'll pass it over to Jason here for his good night.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming in. I had a great night tonight. It was really good to see such a big audience. I have stage fright, so you guys all made me a little bit nervous. But outside of that, once we started getting it going, I was doing okay, except for the dice rolls. But thanks for coming, everybody. I appreciate it.
I will second that. I definitely was having some anxiety and some stage fright issues myself, but it was in the leading up to the people showing up. I was just like, oh man, I don't know who's going to show up, what they're going to say, how they're going to feel. If we're going to see 30 people viewing and 5 seconds later it's 4 people viewing because we just drove everybody out with our stupidity. But I was glad to see a larger turnout, and it looks like a lot of them stuck around for the entirety of the session. So we are very, very grateful for that. Thank you very much, everybody. Hope to catch you tomorrow for RUOOC. Have a great evening. Are you with us?